Hi, how are we doing? Welcome to the first instalment of Brews and Views on this lovely Monday afternoon. Um, it's been Christmas, it's been New Year's, and all that sort of stuff. And it's been busy in getting ready for stuff. So apologise if you missed it, but we're back now. And we're continuing on with what I started, what I was working through, which is the 12 commitments of real men, and how that can help you with your mental health. Because that's how having a focus in life and having virtues and morals and standards in life will set you free, because it cuts all the bullshit out of your life. Because if it's not part of who you are or what you want to do or where you want to go, then it's a simple choice. You don't do it. You don't get involved in that, in whatever it is, whether it be good or bad. Your decisions can be made easier. You can start feeling better about yourself. People will start looking at you better in a way that, oh wow, look at everything what he's doing now. I'm not saying that that's what you need in order to feel better about yourself, because it isn't about what other people think, but it is a factor. To be honest with you, Colin, it is a factor that if people think of you as being worthless and rubbish and shit, then there's possibly some truth in that. If people look at you like, oh, he's doing well, not just financially, but he's doing well for himself, he's setting a good standard, I like his morals, like the standards or her standards, then, well, we're talking about men, but right, so if you're living the life and walking the walk and talking the talk, then you will find a lot of peace in that. So today, like I said, we're continuing on. We're on number 6, and we're going through leadership today. So I've got 3 minutes just to blitz through this. So I hope you're ready. Here it comes. I'm going to start off with a quote, right? So if we don't lead, someone else will. So if you're part of some sort of group or whatever, then someone else is going to lead that group. If it's not you, then it'll be somebody else. Why not you? Okay, step up to the plate, test yourself, get out your comfort zone. Be a man. Okay, and they say, like, another quote is, for evil to prevail, all that needs to happen is for good men to do nothing. So in other words, if you don't do nothing and you're a good person, something bad might happen, and then potentially, because you didn't step up, that you could maybe hold yourself to blame for that, because you didn't steer it the other way. Or if it does start to happen, then maybe that is your time to step in as a leader and get yourself out, get that group, or turn that situation around. Obviously, don't put yourself in danger, because many people have put themselves in danger by trying to stop something from happening, and I've got themselves hurt or worse. So it's all about that's a completely different subject. That's more about conflict resolution. We're not talking about that today, but we're just talking about being a leader and taking charge as and when it needs to be done. Good people, people depend on great leaders to guide them. So like a coach, a parent, a teacher, and someone who's been there before, in order to help them. And people will follow you as a leader for 2 reasons. One, for your character. So who are you? Again, we talked about this before in I think it's the first session. Your morals, your values, your standards, who you are deep down inside, who people perceive you to be. That's why they're going to follow you, because they think, wow, do you know what? They're setting a good standard. I will follow some of, if not all of the things that they're talking about or they're doing. Yeah, because I can see what they're doing there. Another one is, and you tend to see this a lot of time online, and that is like the skills. So I will follow people who I feel they've got good knowledge and skills, and I feel like I can learn something from them. A leader should be knowledgeable. A leader should have the capabilities to be able to show you something and impart wisdom on you. Okay, so quickly, I'm going to go through these now on how to commit to being a great leader. I might go over 5 minutes, but it's not too bad, is it? Yeah. First of all, integrity. Right. So, integer, the number is a whole number. Basic maths, primary school stuff. Right. So, someone who has integrity has a single set of morals and values. Yeah. They might change over time a little bit, but generally the baseline of that person is the same through and throughout. People know what that person is going to be like on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. You know that those standards that person set are going to be in place there at any point at the time, 24 hours a day, 365 days in the year. Positive mental attitude. Okay, so a leader has to be able to see the positive sometimes in the negative and see that silver lining. I know some people don't want to hear that sometimes, they just want to wallow in that negativity, but a lot of the time they then come around. So being positive provides a source of hope for people and motivation. Sometimes you have to be that source of motivation. Sometimes you might not necessarily 100% feel it yourself, but you have to look at it. And going back to like some movies like Braveheart, great film, one of the best films ever, that one. You know, he gives that speech, doesn't he, and just before he got charged, you know, he probably knew there's a possibility that they're all going to get wiped out, but he led that army, and what a battle it was. Next one, a communication, which kind of boils into what I just kind of said then there. Communication. Now, not everybody, I don't feel like I'm a great communicator. I feel like I'm developing, I'm getting better. It is something I'm working on. But in order for me to get better, I can't just like put these videos out doing the same thing the way that I do it all the time. I've got to try and think, I've got to be critical. I've got to criticize myself, and I've got to be able to look at how I'm doing it. Am I putting the message across? Am I getting the message across that I'm trying to get across? You might not necessarily be in a position where you're doing this, or you're a coach, or you have to speak to people, but you will come across people and you will have to talk to people at some point. And at that point in time, you may then have to, you might need to give some advice. You might want to be able to tell your story. So it would be good for you to focus on how to become a good speaker, how to become a good communicator. Work on those things. And again, like I said, I'm talking about mental health here. So sometimes when you struggle with mental health, and believe me, I know, communicating and talking to people is sometimes the last thing you want to do. But being able to articulate your emotions and your feelings and what's going on in your head is a skill. And the more you learn and develop that, the more confidence you will get from that, and the better you will feel about yourself. And then potentially the more people who are around you who are caring about you will be able to then help you out, and then be able to think, okay, I can help this person. So yeah, they're the three main ones, but I've also got a couple of others. Take action and improve, not just talk about stuff. Yeah, anyone can talk about random stuff and be, oh yeah, it's going on about the news, or it's this, that and the other, and not really making any difference. Someone who takes action on doing certain things. Okay, so it's like, oh, you know what, Will's negative and I'm just going to be negative, or I'm going to try and be positive. I'm trying to put positive spins on things, like I mentioned before. I also feel like if you have a vision, not everybody has one, but if you have a vision, you have an idea, you take a leap of faith and you go ahead with that despite the criticism, despite the negativity that you might face. And people look at that and think, wow, look at that, he had that single one-track mind, and they did that. Again, go with it. Give yourself a goal, give yourself a focus, work on yourself and keep pushing. And don't be wishy-washy about stuff, because there's nothing worse for your mental health than trying something and giving up, and then like trying something else, because then you've not got no success track record. Fair enough, if you tried something and it failed, reassess the situation. If that's something that you really want to do, reassess the situation and then try something slightly different. Work on it and make it better. Improve on it. Improve on yourself. Work on yourself till you're happy to get yourself in a place that you want to be. Anyway, this has gone double the time that I wanted it to be, but I hope what I've said to you today has helped in some way or another. If you'd like to get in touch, if you'd like to share a story, please like and share this, but get in touch, whatever you want to do. You know, I'm here. Hopefully, like I said, I've got some good tips and advice for you. If you want to train with me, hit me up, whatever. Take care.